This video is for the 2.2 data handling group, and this is Thursday the 28th of January. What are we learning today then, boys and girls? We are learning to find the mean of different numbers. What is the mean? Another word for the mean is the average or the expected value. So when we have a set of data or numbers, we can find the average or the mean of those numbers. I'll go through some examples to explain that a little bit further. So when is it used? Have you ever seen something that looks like this before, boys and girls? Perhaps when you've ordered something off of Amazon, this is what is in front of us here, so customer reviews. Maybe on Netflix it tells you a review, a star review for movies or programmes, or for a book perhaps it'll say it got 4 stars out of 5 and so on. So all that is all those people who have used a product or watched a movie or whatever have all voted and they've said they either gave it 5 stars, 4 stars and so on. And then they've calculated roughly the average of those stars. So if you look at the example on the left there where it says 4.3 out of 5 stars, the reason that is because most people did vote 5 stars, but also some people voted 1 star, 2 stars and so on. So they've kind of figured out an average for that. So what most people voted for. Another example is teachers and people use it to figure out what the average score perhaps on a spelling test is. So you can see here there's 5 tests. On that first test somebody scored 100, then they scored 70, then 10, then 88, then 79. So on average they scored 89 over those 5 different tests, okay? So again, this shows you how a student perhaps has performed throughout the year, because if I just looked at one of those tests and say it was test 3 for example, and they got 10, I might think, oh dear, this student needs to do a lot of work on this. Or on test 1, I might think, oh, they got 100 out of 100, that's fantastic. When really there's all these other numbers in between, so the average. Some people might use it to create the forecast, so the average amount of rain on a certain day, or the average number of days it rains in a certain country, and that can help us to forecast the weather for the future. And this is a personal example, so I recently, as you know, got my little puppy Odin, and he's a border collie, so I googled what the average height and weight of a border collie was so that I knew he was healthy and he was within that average. And you can see there that the average weight is between 12 and 20 kilograms, and he is 15 kilograms, so he's perfect and he's right in between that average, which is really good. So let's look at your example today then, boys and girls. Here it asks you to calculate the mean of the number in each row. So if we think back to how we calculate the average, what we have to do is we have to use some addition skills first of all. Addition skills, and then we also have to use some division skills. So for the first one here, the numbers are 4 and 8. So we had to add those 2 sets of numbers together, 4 and 8. What is 4 add 8, boys and girls? And hopefully you said there was 12. How many numbers were in our set then, boys and girls? In this particular set, there was 2 numbers. So we then have to divide our answer by 2. What is 12 divided by 2? And the answer comes to 6. And there it's written there for you, 6. Let's try another example then, boys and girls. The next one here, the set is 6 and 10. So I have to do my addition first of all. 6 add on 10. So what is 6 add on 10, boys and girls? 6 add 10 would give you the answer 16. And looking at that, there's only 2 numbers in that set. So I'm going to divide the number 16 by 2. 16 split in half divided by 2 is 8, that's right. So the answer would be 8 for that next one there, 8. Let's try one of the ones further down then, boys and girls, when there is more than just 2. So let's go to this section here. So for question 11 there, it has 3, add on 4, add on 7, and then add on 6. So a couple of steps in this. So let's do the first one then. 3 add on 4 is 7, add on another 7 is 14, and add on another one, 6 is 20 then, boys and girls. And how many numbers were in this set? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have to divide my answer by 4. What is 20 divided by 4? It's in your 4 times table. Let's count up. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So it took me 5 steps there. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. So the mean of this set of numbers is 5. Let's look at one more example, boys and girls, together. So let's try number 13. So we had 9, add on 2, add on 4, add on 1. So let's add them together first of all. There's 4 of them. 9 add on 2 is 11, add on 4 is 15, add on 1 is 16. And as I said, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, so we're dividing by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And that makes sense because 4 times 4 is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So to find the average, boys and girls, we first of all have to add up the numbers in the set, and then we have to divide by the amount of numbers we had. So for these questions, we'll be dividing it by 2 because there's 2 in each set. For these questions, we'll be dividing by 3 because there's 3 in each set. And for these ones, we'll be dividing by 4 because there's 4 in each set. So we have to first of all add together, and then we have to divide to find the mean or average of a number. If you could go ahead and try that, boys and girls, please remember to upload your work onto Class Dojo or onto Teams assignments. Any questions, then please let me know in our 12 o'clock drop-in session or via Teams. Thank you very much and good luck.